It gives me great pleasure to stand before you this evening to announce that Dr. Audrey J. Smith is receiving the Penn AER Richard L. Welsh Service Award. It's kind of a funny story why we're here in the first place, though. Over 40 years ago, she applied to the University of Pittsburgh for graduate school. She checked a box for a program other than O&M. She calls it the blind box. Anyhow, something happened with her application, and it wound up in the hands of the O&M folks at Penn, who heavily recruited her. And the forces of the universe knew that she was meant to be in the field, and thankfully she was drawn to it. So if you know Audrey, you know that the universe has a unique way with her, and vice versa, especially when it comes to technology. So DVD players, copy machines, printers, computers, even the cell phone at the dinner table. They don't stand a chance against Audrey's electric energy. Audrey is a master storyteller, which makes her a fascinating professor. Sal's graduate students are regularly graced with Audrey's pearls of wisdom from her direct service experiences, which always carry great meaning and import for the educational content at hand. I remember sitting in her classes when I was a Pennsylvania College of Optometry student, just listening eagerly and intently, just watching her, what's she going to do next? And to this very day, whenever I co-teach a class with her, I do the same thing. I become a student again. Not with my head on the desk, but listening. But when she comes to the podium, maybe she can regale us with a tale or two. One of my favorites is when she talks about how she masterminded her own graduate O&M drop-off exam, supervised by Dr. Bruce Blosh, by way of the lingerie department in Kaufman's downtown Pittsburgh. That was a good one. So, as a superior wordsmith, Audrey has contributed to over 30 publications, including peer-reviewed journal articles, textbooks, chapters. Her writing has informed the entire field for over many decades on functional vision assessments, vision stimulation, and the low vision O&M. Many would agree that she is regarded as a leader, a trailblazer, and an authority in the field. Following suit, she is a grant writer extraordinaire, securing throughout her career over $43 million in funding that would subsequently be used to, well, you can fact check me on that later, I don't know. that's what I totaled up, but the funding helped develop and implement curricula, programs, workshops, conduct research, offer scholarships and stipends to graduate students, and recruit new professionals into the field. Recently, she shared how grant writing gives her a jolt of adrenaline, and program development is undeniably in her blood. The one thing that strikes me most about Audrey is that with her, the answer is never no, the question's always how. So her can-do attitude is what has brought her boundless success over the years. Finally, there's a common goal or saying in our field to recruit at least one new person into the field who would replace you. Audrey's recruited and graduated innumerable amounts of students nationwide and internationally. Imagine how much impact she has had on direct services for individuals with visual impairment all over the world. How many professionals have set the bar high for their students because Audrey never gave up on them? How many children and adults with visual impairment have received a proper functional vision assessment with a well-written report because they have a professional working with them who learned the skills from Audrey? And how many parents and spouses and IEP teams have understood for the very first time ever how the person they know with visual impairment uses their vision, because Audrey reinforced how important it is for professionals to explain in lay terms how visual function affects functional vision. So ultimately, the real truth is that Audrey can never be replaced. So as I turn the mic over to Audrey, I raised the proverbial glass, since I didn't bring them up with me, to thank her for her undying devotion to the field as a Penn AER chapter member, O&M specialist, low vision therapist, speaker, writer, instructor, administrator, colleague, mentor, aunt, and friend.
goodness to goodness. First of all, Carrie, probably the person I'm most proud of that I recruited into this field is my niece, Carrie. So it's a tremendous honor for her to hear words from my own niece, who in very, very young days I said, you know, to my brother and sister-in-law, she is going to be a great teacher someday. Make sure she gets into the field of education. And I'm so proud of you, honey, so proud of you. I'm still getting over crying about your words about Rick. So I hope I can get through this. When I got the call that I received this award, I was dumbfounded. I was at dinner with friends, and I left the dinner to take this phone call from Debbie and from Carrie, and I couldn't believe. I mean, Rick Welsh meant the world and still does to me. I was just so honored, and I was crying, and I went back to the table, and they said, oh no, did something bad happen? I said, oh, absolutely not. One of the best things in the world happened. I said, I've received many awards in this field, but nothing like this, nothing that means so much to me as an award from the person who was and still is my mentor. I sure miss him. Okay, those of you that are old enough in this field, well, first of all, let me thank Pendel, the awards committee, and all the people that wrote letters for me. God bless you all. And Carrie, of course, for nominating me. Those of you who are old enough in this field, and I know all these oldies but goodies right here, so I know might remember a woman named Dorothy Parker. And it's funny you mentioned lingerie, Carrie, because I didn't tell you I was going to do this. She was a famous American satirist and writer and poet, but she was known for her satire more than anything else. And she once said that brevity is the soul of lingerie. And yes, I did trick Rick Welsh, and I sent him to the lingerie department on my O&M last thing, and I told the woman at the lingerie department, and I just told the story recently, that, I wonder if you can help me. I said, there's a gentleman around here, he's got a gray goatee, and he's nearby. And actually, he's my fiance, and we're getting married in 2 weeks. And I was just trying to get rid of Bruce, actually. And I said, and he's probably leaning against a post. She said, I see him. And I said, this will be our first time together on our wedding night, and I really don't know what kind of lingerie he prefers. So I'm going to go around the corner, and he's going to want to follow me, and you've got to hold him back and find out. She said, I'll take care of it, honey. He has since told me that if I ever told this story, he would deny it. So anyway, she did stop him enough for me to get away from him. Anytime you see Bruce in the future, ask him about the lingerie story. And I said, did you pick a pair? He said, I'm going to kill you. But actually, the first year I came into the program, which was in 1970 at the University of Pittsburgh, my alma mater, Hail to Pitt. And I was to have had Bruce as an instructor. The two of us out of the 7 were to have Bruce. And Bruce, unfortunately for him that year, had a terrible burn. So I was stuck with Rick Welsh of all people. Probably one of the happiest fortunes for me, even though it came from Rick's misfortune. And for those of you who know O&M, Rick told me that I was by far the worst traveler he'd ever run across. But then, you know what he said to me? He said, but listen to this, Audrey. It will make you one of the best instructors because you will have empathy for people that aren't well-oriented. And you will have patience for them far more than I'm having with you. and then I remember in 1975, I gave a speech at a conference, and I gave a speech on vision stimulation, and he was very proud of me, and I was very nervous because he was in the audience. Imagine 1975, how many people weren't even born then. I'm as old as dirt as these people are just checking this here right now. Anyway, He told me after the speech that he was proud of me, and he said, "You have no idea what you have just done for your career. You will not know this until many years later." And he was so right, because I did take another track down the field. So the namesake of this award was my mentor, was my strongest mentor. This is a man who was a supporter and an advisor throughout the years for me. This is a man that I love dearly in only the best ways, Mary. Now you have to understand that. Thank you. So I can't put into words how much this particular name on this award means to me, but it has brought me tremendous, tremendous pleasure. I am honored. I am extremely humbled. And I just want to say a few thanks. I think this is, I would speak more about him than I would speak about myself. To my partner Lisa and Ryan, who for family reasons were not able to attend tonight, for putting up all the years of late night grant writing and getting ready for classes and correcting tests, how well my colleagues in professional prep know these times. My unending thanks, and thank you for all the love, and thank you for allowing me to do what I did for so many years and what I hope to continue to do. To my colleagues, oh my goodness, some of the very old colleagues that are coming from Maine, and some new colleagues, Jason and Barbara and Fabiana, Jamie, Dawn, Carrie, and many, many more that are still at Salis. What a wonderful experience I've had through the years. So many colleagues who have helped me to grow, who I have helped to grow. So many great experiences. Imagine being in a field and in a job that you are so lucky to be in. And here you are getting an award for something that you absolutely feel like you're the luckiest person in the world. So I'm thrilled about that, and I'm thrilled to have met all the wonderful colleagues I met. And yes, I did make a mistake. I had no intentions of getting in this field. I was applying for rehab counseling, and it just had rehab counseling, answer the questions, rehab counseling. Penn had this booklet for application. And the last section said, what's your specific area of interest? And I thought, well, they said specific. They've been asking me area of interest, specific must mean something. And I have no idea. There was blindness and deafness, and I just checked B for blindness just to finish the application. And then I fell into the field, and it was the most wonderful acausal synchronous mistake I think anybody could ever possibly make, getting themselves into the field. To my students, to my current students, to my former students, I hope you know that you gave as much to me as I hope I gave to you, because you gave me many wonderful years. I would always, students would have to say, I'd say, raise your hand when it's time for this class to end, because the more I talk, the more energy I get. And I got that energy from you, and I thank you so much for everything that you've given to me. And finally, to all the people that are going through graduate programs now, we have so many wonderful graduate programs in Pennsylvania, Kutztown, and Pitt, and Salis. How lucky you are to be in this field, and how much you don't know about what wonderful things it's going to bring you. And I would end by saying that I hope that you have all the wonderful experiences that I've experienced, from the School for the Blind in the early years to a Center for the Blind in Philadelphia to Salis University, and all the wonderful travels I've had and places that I've been. I hope you have half of that, because you'll feel so great in 40-some years saying, wow, did I really do all that stuff? But most importantly, I hope for you that you have a mentor who was half as smart and half as wise and half as loving as Rick Welsh was for me. So I say to the end, right back at you, big guy, right back at you.